Today we're going to take this cardstock from Spotlight to create these last minute gift card holders. Let's make this! So my inspiration for this project is because I live away from family now, so sending gift cards to them is a little bit more economical than trying to post. A couple of years ago, we posted some presents and it cost us a fortune. So we've started either getting things delivered directly to the house or we've started giving gift cards. So inspiration for this is just to make it a little bit more special so that people don't think, oh, you're just doing it because it's Christmas, you have to give me a present. I'm doing it because I actually do care and I want it to make it a little bit more special and a little bit more fun. So there's lots of different ways you can do it. You can see through my inspiration that there are ones you can hang from your tree so it becomes part of the Christmas ornament. And there's also ones that create a little bit of fun. So it's like a little pop-out card and things like that. So there's lots of different ways that you can do this just to make that element of gift giving a gift card a little bit more fun and a little bit more personal. This one is a very cheap and cheerful project. We don't have a lot of materials to use. We've got a light grip and a standard grip mat. Then I've got some sticker paper. Now that's my handwriting that's scribbled all over it, so I know what settings I need, but it's an Avarix brand and I get that from Amazon. But you can also buy a really good sticker paper from OFFICEWORKS. It's a Kodak brand. So I'll link that in the description below. Then I'm using the Enco Glitter HTV. I tried this a few weeks ago on a gift tag. So I'm going to go back and see how it goes with this project. And then I'm just going to use scrap cardstock. I've got scrap cardstock from Christmas, but I've also got a variety of different colours. So I'm just going to see what takes my fancy when it comes to putting it together. So the gift card that I'm going to make, or the gift card holder that I'm going to make, we're going to do a bit of sticker work and we're going to do a little bit of cardstock work. So I'm going to go first of all into Google Images. So what I'm looking for is a gnome. Now, I really like Christmas gnomes. I have started a little collection, so my house has got little gnomes everywhere as part of our Christmas decoration. And so I really like those little guys, and I think I'm going to create a sticker from them. Now, I've seen lots of people do different cardstock work, so you're layering that cardstock, but I want something that's fairly quick and easy as well. So I want something that's cute, but I also want something that's fast. So I think if we create the sticker and use that as part of our design, it makes it a little bit easier for us to put together. So I've chosen two different kinds. So I've got these three guys that come together, and I think that they're going to be the ones I use. So I'm going to try and get rid of two of them and keep one as the one I'll use for this project. Now, the reason I do this is because you could then create lots of them from the one image. So you don't have to go and try and find a whole heap of different images. And also it creates some continuity if you created more of them. So each gnome has a little bit of different personality, but it looks the same. So now that we're back in Design Space, I'm going to upload my three gnomes image. So I just go down to upload and then I continue, and I use my select tool on the left hand side there to get rid of the background. Then I'm going to use my erase tool and I'm going to get rid of the other two gnomes. Now, if I was going to create a collection of these, I would repeat this process each time for a different gnome. Then I'm going to click on Preview Single Layer and just make sure I've gotten rid of any components that are of the gnomes, the other two gnomes. Then I'm going to make sure I've chosen Flat Graphic because we're going to turn this into a sticker. So it needs to be a flat graphic to do that. So make sure you've selected Flat Graphic and then Apply and Continue. Now I'm going to resize my gnome. So I've resized it to 10 centimeters. He's going to essentially be a sticker a bit later on. And then the next step for me is now to create our rectangle. Now this rectangle is going to form the front of our gift card holder. So it's going to be where our to and from appear, and it's also going to be where our the word Gnoel, no, not Noel, Noel will appear. So I'm just positioning this rectangle in a spot where it overlaps with our gnome. You can see on the right hand side it says low resolution. That I've had that come up a number of times, and I have thought, oh, that's going to be really fuzzy. But a graphic like this is pretty, it's full of shapes, so it's not going to cause too much of a problem. If it was something that was a lot more detailed, I might reconsider. But most of the time, my print's been fine. Now I've created a second rectangle, and I'm going to end up not using it, so don't worry about creating a second rectangle where I have. But what we are going to do is group our gnome and our rectangle, our original one, and then we're going to create a 0.5 centimeter offset. So this is then going to be the back of the gift card holder, and it's going to be in one color. Then we're going to put the rectangle that we've created, that's going to be on top, and it's going to create a pocket between the back and the front of our gift card holder, and then our sticker's just going to go on the top of that. Now that we've got our gnome sorted and our rectangle, the next thing is to add some text. So we're going to start with the to and the from, and we're going to place that along the bottom of our darker rectangle here. So I'm going to use a pen for that, and I'm going to then go in to find a font that will do that well. So I check the filters, I do writing, and I do free because I don't want to spend any money. Then I'm choosing my favorite fonts collection, and you can see how it has now changed. It's got this only lines there. And I'm just going to change the type of pen I use up the top there near the square, and I'm changing it to a 1mm gel pen, and I've just chosen silver. It doesn't really matter what color you choose there. It's not going to give you an error. It's just maybe to help you more in terms of what does it look like at the end. And then I'm doing one more piece of text. And this piece of text is going to say Noel, but with a G, because he's a gnome. I'm using the Brady Bunch remastered font. I got that from 1001 Fonts. So if you want to check out how to use 1001 Fonts, go back and check out my personalized ribbon video, and it will show you how to use 1001 fonts in a more detailed way. Once I've got my Noel, then I am going to put an offset. So I've chosen a 0.3 offset, and we're going to use glitter HTV for the word Noel. Then we're going to put that on cardstock, and then we're going to sit that up off the cardboard holder of the actual gift card. Then I've selected the text to from, as well as the darker rectangle, and I have attached them. So I've gone down to the bottom and I've clicked on attach. The reason I want to be able to do that is so that the cut, when we do it, it will cut around the rectangle to start with, and then it will write our text as well. So make sure you do attach them. Otherwise, you'll have one mat that has the writing, a different mat that has the cutting of the rectangle, which is okay. It will still work, but it's a lot of fiddling around because then you're going to have to position your rectangle onto the mat after it's been cut, and it's just a mess. So you better make sure that you do attach before you go ahead and hit make. Now that we've clicked on make, then you'll see you've got 5 different mats. The first mat is our print then cut mat, which has got our gnome on it. Our 2, 3, and 4 have our cardstock shapes on them, and then mat 3 in particular has our writing one, and then mat 5, it has our Noel. So we're going to first of all mirror the Gnoel because we're going to be using some glitter HTV for that. Then I'm going to move all of the cardstock components onto one mat. This is great if you're using scrap cardstock, which I am doing. If you don't want to use scrap cardstock and you've got a whole piece, then have them on separate mats. That's fine. I'm just doing it to make it a bit quicker, and I can do all of my cutting at one time. So I just hit an object, click on the three dots that appear on the left, and then you click on Move Mat. And when you move it, you're going to move them all to the same number mat. And they'll all change colour, but that doesn't matter because we're using our own cardstock. Then when we continue, our first job is to print our gnome. So when you're ready to print, make sure that you select using system dialog. And then if you're an Apple user, for some reason, our print dialog appears behind our design space. So you're going to have to just minimize it. Don't close it completely, otherwise you'll shut the whole program. But you're just going to minimize the window. And then you just need to change the media type in particular. So I'm using a glossy sticker paper today. So I'm going to use the HP Glossy 200 grams. But if you're using a matte, you might like to change it to a matte sticker paper. And then I choose the tray, but you don't have to. If you're always using the same tray, you don't have any bypass trays, then just leave that one as is. And then you just hit print, and it hopefully should print for you. For mat 2, I'm going to choose a medium cardstock, and it will then tell us to make sure that we load our pen. So I've got a pen that is that gel pen. I'm going to use a red one rather than silver. Like I said, doesn't really matter what the color is. And then with my mat 3, I'm going to just use the everyday iron-on, but I'm going to use more pressure because I'm using the glitter iron-on from KMART. Make sure you load your pen. So you can see there I've got the gel pen 1.0 Dusty Rose, and I open the clamp A and I'm going to push it down. Now you don't have to turn it so that the arrow faces down. I just like to do that because it disappears when it's in the right spot. And then you can see there I've got my cardstock sorted, and I can just press go. So when I printed my gnome, it had this grey yucky outline, and I was worried that it was going to cut, but that ended up being the bleed area on it. So it turned out to be okay. You can see there that the cut has gone all the way through. Just before you unload it, make sure you test it with, I use my weedings tool, but just test it with something to make sure that the sticker has been cut. You're looking for a kiss cut so it doesn't go all the way through. If it has gone all the way through to the backing paper, it doesn't matter because we're just going to use it anyway. So I used this glitter HTV from KMART a few weeks ago when I did the doily gift tag, and if you saw it, you'll remember that it was really, really hard to weed because you can't see what you're weeding, and I had to use the flower to on the backing so that I could see the lines. Luckily for this one, because it was just some block lettering, it actually weeded really easily and I could see what I was weeding. So this time I didn't have to use the flower on the back of my HTV. But you know what? Even though you can't see it, that HTV weeds so well. That KMART HTV is actually quite lovely to use. So I would recommend it. So now that I've weeded it, next step is to now iron it onto our offset. So I've just grabbed our offset and I'm giving it a really good iron down. It's a thick HTV, so I'm not sure how well it's going to stick down. So just give it a bit more heat than you probably normally would on a regular, but gosh, that looks good. How pretty. Oh, I love the sparkle. I think it's going to look really nice when we put all of the bits and pieces together. And I was worried that because it was a darker red, that it may not stand out against that dark green background. But look at it now that I've put it over the top of the white. Yeah, that's cute. I could have done the gold too, I think. I was worried that the gold would merge with those gold reindeer, but I don't think that was going to be that much of a problem. Oh, it's so cute. All right, let's keep going. So our next step is to stick the Gnoel down on the front part of our gift card. I'm just using some padded tape or some foam tape. I got this from a place called Shiploads down here in Tasmania, but you can get this at Spotlight. You can get it from, I'm not sure if you can get it from places like the Reject Shop, but you can definitely get it from Officeworks. So it's called foam tape, and it usually comes in a roll, but this one I really liked because it came in sheets, and so I can just peel off a little square and not have to worry about cutting it half the time. And then all I have to do is then peel off the backing, and then I can stick it down. Now, you can place this straight, you can place it on an angle. I'm going to do an angle. Sometimes I just like angles because then no one can say, oh, you haven't got it straight or something's a bit off. But if I've deliberately put it as an angle, then you can kind of get away with it. So really good tip if you are trying to do things in a hurry, do it on an angle and then no one can question your method. Look at that sparkle. Oh, I really like it. That glitter HTV from KMART, winner. Now it's just a matter of putting this all together. So we've got our front component and we've got our back component. Now we've just got to stick bits and pieces together. Now I'm only going to obviously glue around the edge. I'm going to use hot glue and I'm going to go right around 3 of the 4 edges. Now, this does eventually work, but I'm going to really put it out there that you have to move very quickly. I took too long to place this and then the glue set. So it didn't really work amazingly because I played around with it. So you can see here that I'm trying really hard. And while I'm filming, I've got the thing that holds my camera is actually in my face. So it's very hard for me to see. You need to do this quite quickly. So I'm not sure if I wouldn't use any glue tape or anything like that because it doesn't stick, especially once you put your gift card in. You need something a bit stronger. So the hot glue is great, but you're going to have to just move a little bit quicker because it does come up it won't stick down properly if you don't move quite quickly because it just dries so fast, which is fantastic. Maybe some craft glue would probably be a better option. So maybe try some craft glue rather than hot glue. But when you're putting a gift card in, you want it to be strong. So it's a real catch-22. The next thing is our sticker, or our final thing is our sticker. So I just cut around it just so I could preserve some of the sticker paper. And then it's just a matter of sticking him down. I really like this guy. I think the outline you can see a little bit, that fuzzy outline that I didn't like. So maybe choose a different gnome. Oh, he's cute. He is cute. And he does stand out against that green background. I was a little worried about his beard melting into or merging into that white background, but I think he stands out. The other thing you could do is actually create an offset of the gnome and make him stand up off the backing as well, just like we did with Gnoel. So that could be another option. But I think it's cute. And, you know, if this is something that you need to do in a hurry, what a great idea. What a great little project. This is fantastic if you're a beginner. You are using elements like sticker making. You're also looking at offsets and then thinking about how those elements all work together to give the best impact. If you are a seasoned crafter, this is fantastic for you to show off your skills. You can get as intricate and as detailed as you like. I think this is a fantastic project for those last minute gifts. you can't think of what to get your dad, so you get him a gift card, but you still want to show him how much you do care. So you create something that he can treasure, as well as go and get himself a bit of Dan Murphy's after Christmas. So I can't wait to see what you guys have made, and I'll see you next week for our final Christmas project. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget, you can always jump on my Instagram, head over to my Etsy store, or even check out the videos YouTube recommends for you down below. See you next time.